If we'd start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Review and approve the agenda. We have one amendment to the agenda. John Casella will not be here tonight, so that's one that we can scratch off. Anything else that anybody would like to add?
Move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Okay. Main Street lighting. Okay. From Patch Electric, lump sum bid, $133,745. And from LaFaso Electric, 46,000 even. I would
Stand here, please.
7
Six.
or 6, excuse me, yes. Yep. Any questions?
Yes. Does that include the digging and conduit from LaFaso?
Yes. Yep.
Fixtures, wire, conduit?
No, fixtures are extra.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
And both were the same, both included everything, right?
Yes. I didn't see anything, any additions or second pages. No. Wow.
Just the two?
Huh?
Just the two?
2 bids, yes, that we have. Well, a motion to,
Make a motion to approve LaFaso's bid.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Oh, thank you. just open these and you can have your knife back. Yeah, that-
Stay away from me.
Watch it, Willie. Thank you. Okay, the next item is the highway dump truck bid opening. And from George Chamberlain in Rutland, 2,100. Stephen Russell from Rutland, 3,500. And the final bid, Davis Hogs and Dirt, West Rutland, 3,500. So we have two identical bids.
See, the last one was 3,500?
Yes. Oh, I'm not sure how we want to.
You cut it in half and get them half deep.
Yeah. One have the dump body and the other have the chassis. Oh,
It would be a matter of contacting them and see if they wish to bid
Yeah.
any more.
yeah. So, yes, would you, want to have Stan do that then?
Yeah, that'd be all right with me. Not bad for shape it's in. So you'll handle that, Stan?
Yeah.
Thank
I'll
you.
give them a call and ask if they want to give me another price.
Second career auctioneer.
Yeah.
Okay. My sack. Oh, you got them here, okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, review the August 12th regular meeting minutes. Any changes, additions, corrections?
Motion to approve. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. That, care of that. Open public comment. Okay,
Can I ask a question?
yes,
I'm gonna be leaving, when we give you a call tomorrow.
Let's get together tomorrow and do the paperwork.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Davis? Davis, okay. Apostles, Joe Manning? Ray Biet,
Oh, just come listen a few minutes.
Dan Carney,
Is Ormsby gonna be paved this year? Is that the plan?
That's the plan.
When?
They should be in
next,
week from Wednesday. Start grinding. They had a delay on the grinding machine. Hopefully it doesn't continue to be a delay.
okay. Good stuff. We had a nice donation, monetary donation at the rink, and the inflatable screen so that they can run movies outside. That was
That's nice.
a great item. I'm sure they'll use that in the fall and spring. And again, the highway department's been doing a great job around. They did some culvert work the other day. Anything else?
School starts on Wednesday.
School starts on Wednesday.
Yeah.
They really start earning your living then?
I started today, but
Oh, okay.
Dan, would you mind making sure we have a sheriff in town Wednesday? First day of school, just
yeah.
crosswalks and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And so I have a couple of things. The Jimmy T is this Saturday, the 31st. It's $5 a car to get in. It's in honor of Jimmy Taranovich. Varsity girls will play at 11 o'clock versus MSJ. At 1 o'clock, OB will play Fairhaven boys, and 3:30 varsity men will play MSJ. And we'd also like to thank Jeff Patch and Tom Grace for their donation of services to Taranovich Field and helping with items down at the field. It's greatly appreciated when individuals like this in town that have businesses and services step up and offer just what you suggested are there and expect no monetary return. So it's fabulous. So if you see them, thank them for helping out.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Great. Sam,
Ribbon cutting at the market on West Street, Friday at 3 o'clock.
Be there.
okay. Wow, great. Highway department, Sam.
Highway Department. Report was in the packet. Crosswalks are all done, striping. Number of street signs going up. John has ordered quite a few of them, including the ones for a crosswalk on East Street at Field Street. He's talked with the woman and told her that we won't mark the crosswalk until the signs are up, because it could present a hazard more than anything else. Roadside mowing and also trimming behind guardrails, so they've got those done. The old salt shed is done, and we collected about $700 in metals that was picked up off the site. Cleaning the garage is also one. Okay, FEMA on our storm damage. The representative for FEMA will be in town tomorrow, meeting with John and I. And this mostly relates to the Olympus Road culvert as to whether it will be eligible for reimbursement as a mitigation measure. It didn't get damaged during the storm, however, it's undersized and the state has recommended we replace it with a larger culvert. The question is whether FEMA, under their mitigation plan, will permit it. Their expert in mitigation will be here tomorrow, and they'll go up and see the site and hopefully make a decision, because John has got to get it in order to meet the paving schedule. He got a little bit of a reprieve when they put him off a week as far as showing up for the grinding. But that's the first item, and I think his goal is to start Thursday, putting that culvert in and getting it done. Whether we get reimbursed for it, whether they're still questioning whether we get reimbursed, we're going ahead and do it so that we can get some compaction before the paving crew shows up.
Pleasant Street,
It's the
trees. and-
trees, that's just brushing back the limbs that are over the sidewalk.
Yep.
Greenfield paving, review this week. Ormsby Avenue ditch we talked about, clean out the old Chevy, we got rid of it. Beaver Pond, there has been some work up there to, one, do a little bit of roadside mowing, and two is to locate the discharges of all three culverts that are involved so that we know where they are. A couple of them need to be repaired, they've all been cleaned out, and we know where the outlets are. So that one is underway. And we still got one sewer service connected to the storm drain. We thought we had it figured out, and it came out a little different, so John was investigating that again today. As far as pending is the culvert on Ormsby, the storm damage inventory, and getting ready to do roadside brushing. The 5500 is supposed to arrive in town on Friday. So if anybody wants to take a ride, contact John and he'll give you a ride. No overtime in the last 2 weeks.
Great. Any other questions for Stan on that one? Yes, Dan.
On Ormsby, I noticed in front of 41 Ormsby, you did away with that trench, for lack of a better word, that was been there for years along the edge of the road.
One on the west side,
Well, yeah, I guess.
yeah, from the mansion down to the hill. He's gonna clean that back up when he does his grinding, and then put in a asphalt swale.
Oh, you're gonna put it back?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, what he was told when he talked with the superintendent from the paving company was to fill it in, and then they'd go in and cut it out, and that will give them some base material to lay the new stuff on. So yes, it's supposed to go back to essentially the way it was, only a little cleaner and neater.
Okay, motion to go into the Board of Water Commissioners.
I've got no special items to report. We are investigating a offer by the state to come in and do a testing of all of our mainline valves. We got 176 of them. This is a freebie that they're offering, whether we'll get the freebie or not. We've had leak detection for 2 years, and this is to exercise valves. So hopefully we will get some money to do that.
Anything else for,
Okay, the water charge abatement, I assumed that if John Casella was here, he was gonna be asking for abatement. He's not here. It will be coming at some point.
I heard that.
Contract 6, just a reminder, bid opening next
I'm happy.
week, September 4th. Delinquent accounts. The list I gave you at the last meeting of the people who were not current with their agreements. One person has come in and completely paid the whole bill. The other two came in and caught up to date on their monthly payments. What I put in front of you was a list of the schedule, the shut-off schedule that we've got, and one person on the September 5th, 16th shut-off week, Trombley has paid completely. So that one is done, and Celia and Rhoda expect to see some of the other people.
Stan, what I really want to see is a list. Who's on schedule, who's not. I mean, the woman that made the agreement with us, is she on schedule still?
These were all, yeah, the list I gave you in the last packet was who has a contract or an agreement. And then
I'd really like to see that every meeting.
every meeting?
Every meeting, please.
Okay.
Who's on schedule, who's not? Who's being shut off, who's not? Please.
Yeah, it's nice that we've got a sheet like this, so we've got it starting to get a system
Sure.
that will do it, so.
But
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing that everybody who's on a plan is still paying.
Well, all I could do is Celia checks them off.
Yeah, and that's great. I just want to see
You
it.
just want to see it to see if somebody's slipping.
Yes.
Well, if somebody slips, they will get somebody out there, hopefully before we wait for you, for the board to react, but
But I'd still like to know about it. Thank you.
And that contract 6, just to go back to that, that's gonna be opening at the
that's
office.
the town office.
Yep. Okay, anything else for water that anybody has? Okay, motion to go into the Board of Sewer Commissioners.
So moved.
Second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I don't,
There's only two things that are on the table right now. One of them is a new sludge management plan, which we have to complete, which is very easy for us because our sludge management plan is we store it in the lagoon until such time as the lagoon is full. And then we'd have to go in with a plan of how to dispose of it. But right now, we still got a few years storage space still left. They check it twice a year to see what the sludge level is and whether we need to do something. And right now, we're pretty clean.
Good.
anybody have anything else for sewage? Okay, let's return to the,
About the abatement, even though he's not here, has he provided a site plan or use for that building that you're considering an abatement?
oh,
I guess I apologize, Lisa, I'm not hearing.
It's my understanding, Mr. Casella, based on your conversation at the last meeting and based on the information currently on the agenda, will be coming and asking for an abatement of water and sewer.
Yes.
Has he provided to the planning commission what the change of use or a site plan would be for that building prior to coming here and asking for an abatement?
No, he hasn't.
No.
That's why he's not here tonight, because they haven't decided what they're gonna do.
Thank you.
And I apologize for the hearing problem.
Apology not accepted.
I mean, I was trying to read lips, but he was in the way.
Just a quick question. How long has that lagoon been there? For like
the lagoons?
5 years, 7 years?
Oh, they've, no, back in the, I believe that goes back to the 60s.
My dad was on the select board, so 86,
Well,
87,
yeah.
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So they're the original liners?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
But
That's
when
been patched.
that's when the lagoons were put in.
Just to follow up on that, what's the expected life of the line?
Well, they'll, you know, they keep checking the levels of the sludge in there, and,
We don't know we don't know any exposure there. What I'm getting at, it seems we had to do that one lump sum to be able to do it. So at some point, there's a sinking fund or something.
Yeah, they haven't made a projection as to when it
No.
might be needed.
But a lot comes to mind. There's no idea what it'll cost to correct those, 50, 100?
Don't have any idea.
Somebody must have an idea.
Oh, yeah, if we asked, them, probably did, yeah.
That'd be a good idea. How would you pay for that?
I don't know. Right now, we've got about 150,000 in the surplus fund for cleaning the lagoon, so the money is there to do it when it has to be done.
But we're also hoping that maybe they'll come up with a different way to do it. I think there was some figures years ago, but they have, I think we had some figures way back, but I think the process has changed. And
So they take the product away, right?
Yeah, it'll be landfill.
That's probably not gonna change.
They were doing, spreading on farmland at one point, but I don't know what Proctor's looked like is, whether that was considered then or not. I know they've stopped that in the state of Vermont. New York is still doing it.
Okay, standing committees, Park and Rec, anything new there? Judy?
Just that the pool's closed and the rink's gonna be doing some renovations inside, to kind of alter the way it's set up to be more feasible. So they're doing a lot of repairs there and things like that, and tree trimming around there. And the pool needs a lot of, TLC, I think, for next year. There's certain things on their list that they have to do to repair and get ready for next season.
So,
Yeah, we just got the report from
Right, we just, yeah.
Heidi as
Yeah.
to this year's activities and what it needs to be done for
Yeah.
next year.
We'll be hearing something in the future here about TLC.
Exactly what it is.
Well, I mean, money.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm thinking, well, the good thing is that she gave us basically a list, so it's good because we could build the budget off of that, going forward and stuff. And a lot of it's things we were aware of before that we know needed, like the dock. So I gave them some names and they were gonna reach out to some people to build a dock, over
Price,
the year, yeah.
Good.
Does that include any of the recommendations from Wade, like the,
I don't think so,
Weather
because we just
sensor.
got that report from Wade, and I know a lot of them are just suggestions, things that we need, like, which I kind of thought were a little unusual.
I didn't know they had such a thing.
yeah, they do for thunder and
Yeah.
and a phone. I absolutely want them to have a phone.
Like a payphone, you mean?
No, a phone. Because of the rink situation, there's no phone.
There will be a phone there next year.
I gotta make sure that they have a phone.
I mean, I know they all have phones up there.
Right, but the pool itself should have a
Right.
phone so that if a parent needs to contact their kids or whatever, there should be a phone up there for safety.
You know, it's been ordered.
Good. It's
In
good.
fact, I think I got the first bill for installing the line. Again, this was a situation where they shared the rink, the same number. They took the phone from here to there and plugged it in. But once we got the internet, I think I explained the last time, they said, no, you can't, you're not supposed to do that. So now we have a new number for the rink, for the pool. That's not in service right now because it won't go into service till next May.
That makes sense.
It's on a month-to-month rather than annual, because if you pay annual, then you got a $19 service charge every month.
great. Beaver Pond, Tom?
Our chairman is here tonight, and he's much more in tune with what's going on than I am, so if he'd be good enough to answer a few questions for us. Would you do that, Ray?
I heard.
All right.
Would you like to come up to the end
Yeah,
of the
come
table?
up there so we can hear you.
And happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
No, all the way, Ray.
All the way.
All the way to the table.
Ah,
where the mic is, so that we can pick it up.
Oh, I didn't want to get near one then. Okay. What do you want to know? You know more about it than I do, but we got a letter from the state that says, stop. So, if you read it right. And I called Montpelier, she hasn't called me back. I called her twice. I thought she might get a hold of Wilbur, she hasn't. But it looks like you're stalled without a permit for whatever you're doing around there. But I come up with a good idea, of course it isn't gonna work. If the state can control all this land that we own, they ought to be paying taxes on it, isn't they?
Fantastic.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
No, if anybody has any questions, there's other people here that can answer it.
No, it looks good. You had a busy summer. We appreciate it. North End is, the tables, the dock, seems to be getting used.
A lot. The whole pond is getting used.
And I haven't heard of a lot of problems there, so
Hasn't been any serious problems.
that's a great thing,
It wasn't for such harsh rules that have been made by the government and the state. We've done nothing wrong, in my book. But you gotta have that permit again, I guess, and as soon as Wilbur will make it out someday for us and send it in, and maybe by spring we can go up there and do what we want. We're not doing anything to hurt anything anyway. We make it darn sure that we don't dig the ground on the shoreline or do anything like that, except we do cut some of the grass down and the twigs, and there's another area to put another double table, which would be for a big family or something over by the rock. See, that corner is, when it was made, is got marble blocks under the road there and all that, all around that little area to raise it up. And it's sort of a nice looking little place if you get it cleaned up, but I guess we can't do it now, we gotta wait. There's a lot of things that can be done there another year, and if I'm still around, I'm willing to help. I'm planning on being around for 10 or 15 years, I think.
Well, having the pond, town property now, and the new shoreland protection agency is new to us, so
Yep.
we're working with them, and we'll get it done.
Crazy idea as far as I'm concerned they got. It's hard to believe that somebody can sit in Washington or sit in Montpelier. I know this is going on TV, but this is the way I feel. That they can come out and tell you what to do with your property and how to not do or do, and they don't even seen it yet. This is, well, I better shut up. Okay, I'm done.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your work this summer, and it's looking good over
Oh,
there.
I'm willing to, I go up there now every day. I'm going fishing up there tomorrow.
Good. Good,
You're
good
gonna
day
have a
over-
cookout at your house.
Oh, we're gonna have a cookout at the picnic area, I hope. In another few weeks, we gotta have a committee meeting and see what's going on, and we'll, people in town here go up and see what I don't know if it's gonna be a whole town or just the committees that have been working or whatever, but we'll have to come up with something, right off quick.
We're also doing for our yard for the fall festival. We're having hay rides from the park up to the pond, so people can go up around the pond and see it.
That's great, yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
You're gonna stop at the pond or you just go by?
I don't know, they might stop,
Well, they might
we
throw
haven't
some-
gotten the,
Throw a keg of soda up there or something.
Soda.
you can have a lemonade stand, right, and make some money.
I don't know.
Well, we thank you for your work this summer. Appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank
thank you,
I
Ray.
enjoyed it, and I can't wait to get back there.
Great.
Personnel committee, we're starting to get some information together and thinking maybe we'll get a couple of person committee to come up with some stuff, and then the entire board will work on it.
For the town manager.
Yes. Okay, planning commission, Tom?
We did not have an August meeting due to vacations.
Fire department?
I have nothing because I was dealing with some family stuff, so.
Okay, Rutland Solid Waste, Carrie?
Off till September.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Regional Transportation, I sent a couple of emails to them, but I missed the last meeting, so I believe they are also off till September, so nothing there. Planning Commission, Regional Planning, same thing, Carrie, thank you. And Rutland Marketing,
Start
same
a trend
thing?
off until September, yes.
Sure.
September.
Okay, additional items. I think everybody has signed the bills and orders. Anything further on the shoreland protection?
The only thing, as Ray said, is that we will be filing a permit
Right.
for the additional work at the quote recreation area, otherwise known as the picnic area. It took a while for that to sink in, as recreation was the picnic area.
We're probably gonna have to get one for the shoreland, or we pretty, two or?
The idea is, I think his goal is to comply.
Yeah. So, we won't have to file a permit for that. Good, great.
If we comply, but we gotta
Yeah.
do it by the book.
Yes, yeah. The Electric Avenue and special select board meeting, that's Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. And that has to do with a short section of road that goes over by the Marble Museum.
And on your table, I put the agenda for that meeting for the select board to one, accept or reject the dedication of Electric Avenue, and two, if accepted, to classify it as a class 4 town highway. So that's the agenda for Wednesday's select board meeting.
Yes. Okay, okay, the Vermont Marble Companies LLC request for a site plan. So,
The warning plus
Where?
a copy of what they're proposing. That's for the 12th.
yep,
Doesn't look like any big changes.
Because the reason it's on your desk is because you're an abutting property owner.
yes.
Oh,
So I had to notify all the abutting property owners. And there's a list of who got notified.
I wanted one.
So if there was something you were concerned about, then you need to have a presence at the hearing.
On September 12th at 6 o'clock here at the library. That. VLCT Town Fair, October 2nd and 3rd.
I was gonna make reservations, so what days or how many days? Dick Horner is asked to go from the planning commission for Thursday. Whether anybody else is interested, Bruce will be there for Wednesday and Thursday.
Yes.
I think I emailed you.
Yeah, and you'll be there just Thursday?
Yeah, I think so.
Anybody else?
no, I'm good. Thank you for the
Okay.
offer.
There's during each breakout session, there's 5 different topics. They're probably gonna ask me which one people are interested in. So I will probably be back in touch with you as to which topic you'd like to. And it's not because you have to, it's just they try to set up rooms with enough
Big
space.
enough, yes. Okay. Okay, the town office, front wall, there's be somebody there next Wednesday to cut the concrete out for the steps. And I'm just thinking that of the way they're talking about that it probably will shorten up the whole production time because they won't be taking the sidewalls down to the steps.
That should be this Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's this
Yes.
Wednesday. This was last week's.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I expect to see him there Monday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Today's Monday.
What Wednesday, Gary? Next July?
This Wednesday.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be there this Wednesday.
Yeah. So I got an idea that might shorten up the whole project by not having to really work on those sidewalls coming down the steps, so. Good.
Quick question. Did we go into a fixed contract, a fixed rate on this project?
Yes.
Yes,
Fixed rate?
yes.
Did you know how much it was?
I believe it was, what, 90?
90 something.
It's close to 99, wasn't it?
Huh?
It's close to 99,000?
Somewhere in that, I don't have the
I
figure.
don't have the number. I can get it to you.
Yeah, well,
Okay, renovations, the lift and stairs. Brittany was down. We have a sketch here of how they're proposing at this moment, but we're still waiting for historic preservation and some more information on that. It's probably something that we will have to rebid so that it's an entire project, the lift and the interior renovations.
What I put on your desk is another email from Quinn Van. We're working our way through it.
They won't let us add on.
The big thing is going to be the exterior appearance.
Yeah.
How much glass and how much of other things.
That's one of the reasons the front wall is a little pricier and we like every rock had to be videoed, removed. You can see them, they're all stored on pallets out behind. They have to go back to where they were. So.
Yeah.
The grant application is open. I'm telling you, some of it, the regional planning will start doing some of it. Submit it by September 4th. And none of these items are going to hold up the submittal. They just may hold up the award if they decide to give us one. I think one of the concerns, I think Tom raised the issue, is seems like every time we turn around, we add something.
No, but
Well, I see our cost escalating here.
I'm going to recommend that we go out for bids for this one. The project has changed since we did it before, rather than trying to tag this onto the previous bid.
You looking for a fall start to this project?
We won't get notice on the grant until November.
Oh,
We could go ahead with it and bid it. And then take it from, and then, figure out the financing when November comes as to how much money we get from the state.
okay. For a spring start.
Well, either that or they'll work on it during the winter.
Okay.
The big issue is gonna be moving out for 3 months
Right.
and moving back in. I think what Brittany was there today was to solve the storage problem. And we got at least the same storage we got now. And maybe even a little bit more.
okay, the boundary line adjustment, we're be working with John Casella on that, and hopefully that will come about. Main Street lighting, you're gonna be working with Brad tomorrow on
we've got, $4,500 in cash, his bid was 46, somewhere we applied $1,000.
Yeah.
Either cut out of it or put into it.
Would you mind talking with Karis Reels, letting them know where we are on this?
Yes, I'll be in touch with him and say we got a go project. I also will be in touch with the people at the Proctor place, also with Casella regarding, because there's one street light in front of their building, and also with Omea, and also with Vermont Marble Company.
Yeah.
Because Vermont Marble indicated they would contribute something, so.
Excellent. Yep. I hate to lift our gift horse in the mouth, but that's quite a difference in prices there.
Yeah.
But,
The only thing that Jeff was concerned about was he has to hire somebody to dig, where Brad has got his own crew and his own excavators. Now, is that make it that difference? I don't know.
well, he's worked on those these lights before, so he's a little familiar. Fine.
Anyway,
Yeah.
he's doing a good job, and he'll do a good job, so I'm not
Great.
worried about it.
Yep.
Okay, Jacob Dorman, he's our assistant assessor, and he's taken, the letter says he's taken a job in Burlington, but he hopes to work out a schedule that he will be able to continue working for us. So we'll know later on.
If it doesn't work out, then Lisa
We'll
Wright
have to-
will
We'll work with her.
do extra hours until such time as we can find someone. The difference in rates, he's $37.50 and she's $67.50, so we don't need too many of her hours.
Big difference.
Risk management report, that's from Wade Mashur of up at the League of Cities and Towns. There's all kinds of suggestions or things that we need to work on, from the garage to the pool to Beaver Pond, and we will try to address those.
I guess the one issue, the stuff at the garage, John has already cleaned up the
Up.
fuel tanks and some of the other items, so those are taken care of. The big one is, page 4, is the steps at Beaver Pond. His recommendation is that they be removed,
Yeah.
and then if they're put back, they be put back to a standard. Question, and then also on your desk tonight was a response from the league regarding liability. That was on your desk tonight. And what they were saying is that if their deeds say they can have stuff here, if they have an agreement, had an agreement with Omea, the agreement would still stand, it would transfer down. What I'm suggesting with the steps is that I forward a copy of this report to the property owner, and with a request that they be removed. And if they replace them, that they come in and ask for a permit to put them on town property. And then that would be back on your desk again. But the big thing is, the rise and run for the stairs to be uniform and meet some type of standard. So with your consent, I would send her this, see what her response is.
Fine.
Yes, definitely. Okay, the Veterans Memorial, I believe that's about the same. Stan did get some names of other people, but he hasn't received
Yeah, I've got,
cost.
I contacted 3 other firms. Judy furnished me one. One guy, the guy out in Castleton, says, I'm not gonna touch those, because I deal in granite and not marble.
Okay.
The other one, I had one who quoted a price just to clean, but was looking for a quote from another company to do the consolidating and finish sealing. And the third one, said he would give me a quote, but I haven't seen it back and
Is he the
forth.
one, I gave you one from Rutland too.
Oh, you gave me Holden,
Yeah,
and I haven't caught up to him yet.
okay, all right.
So hopefully I will have, and what I'm gonna do is ask him to break it out to cleaning and then consolidating and sealing as a separate item. Because, you may just wanna clean it, depending upon what the numbers are.
Okay, junk vehicles and junk.
Okay, 2651, it's West Street. The ticket's been issued. If you'll notice, there is a truck parked out by the road, but it doesn't have a for sale sign on it.
Is this
Why?
the one at the very far end, on the way out of Proctor, on the
Yeah.
left-hand side?
On the right-hand side.
Okay.
And it's,
Because there was one on the left-hand side, right? The
yeah,
house that's kind of.
those are gone.
Yeah, I
Those-
noticed
those
that
are
it was
gone.
gone. Okay.
They mowed the lawn and they cleaned it up. They called me and they told me they'd take care of it.
Yeah.
37 West Street, has still got a few days left under 30 days, but it's still there. School Street, that one's out. The letter has been sent. We're sitting on that one. 48 East Street, it's come to my attention. I haven't checked that one out yet to get the deputy to give us. We also have pending Center Street, pending, to get investigated, which has got a bunch of cars up there. And the one on, Beaver Pond Road, just to identify whether that one, I think that one has changed ends the last time I saw it, from looking at the back to looking at the front.
Yeah.
There's another one on Gorham Bridge, the same one where the other ones were. It's got a for sale sign on it, but it's been there for quite a while.
With a for sale sign on it. And the ones up on Center Street are, got for sale signs on them too.
Yes.
But again, your ordinance talks about 30 days.
Right.
And if so, if they're there, they advertise that they can't sell them for 30 days, they need to do something else with them.
Town manager search, spoke a little bit about that, so we'll work on that between now and the next meeting. I'll be in touch with you. Traffic ordinance,
Still where it was at the last meeting, it's red line halfway through and not produced.
so, yeah, we can. Okay, the budget reports, were, just on our desk. I would think at this point, there shouldn't be much, in the red. Occasional spots here and there. You know, the municipal building, that was the only big one that I saw, so.
Well, we're talking about budget, Bruce.
Yeah.
Oil bids, have they gone out yet? Heating oil.
No.
Okay.
Needs to be done.
Yeah.
Sheriff's Department, report, any questions?
I have some.
Yes.
So, one of the things I noticed is this Kara Cummings has 14 hours here, but when I calculated it, it's 12 hours. It is, and there is a lot of hours to this one DUI, a lot. Let's see, there's 3, 5, 6, 7, like 8.5 hours to that one DUI. 9 hours. There's another one. And then also I see on 8/11 that her entire day was sitting at LaFawn's. The entire 5-hour shift.
8/11?
Yeah.
And supposedly 8/16, she was here for 14 hours.
That's the 12 hours. It's really 12. I calculated all that.
Did you?
Because I'm like, 14 hours seems a little bit different. Because at the end, it says they were here 93 and a half hours.
Somewhere, you said the whole day at
The
La Fons.
She
Fonz,
was at West Street for an hour, it says.
an hour, but
You got a copy.
sat at the Fonz the entire day.
Well, you got 2 hours and 3 hours. That's what you're saying is that they could have been driving around someplace else.
Yeah, there was nothing, yeah. She just sat at the Fonz and, I've heard from
She sat at
Good
the bonds for
quality.
2.5 hours.
a good amount of people about the number of hours that the sheriff just sits at La Fonz. So I kind of have an issue
This
with,
was on the 11th, you said?
yeah.
Yeah.
She only worked 5 hours.
No, I'm looking
5
at
hours.
8/16.
Yeah, but all the time they were in town.
She sat at
Right.
La Fonz.
Oh, on the 16th? I thought you said the 11th.
And the 16th,
4
yes.
hours on that DUI from,
Right,
2
but she was
o'clock in
talking
the
about the
afternoon.
11th, sitting at La Fonz.
Yeah, so
But she only worked 5 hours that whole day, so how could she be at La Fonz 8 hours?
now, 8 hours on a DUI,
Right, but I'm talking about the
Yeah.
11th. You said she was sitting.
5 hours,
2 hours.
5.
Yeah.
2 hours there and then at West Street.
it's a half hour.
2 and 3.
The DUI.
No, look at the
Yeah.
same DUI. Boom,
3,
boom.
so 5
Oh,
hours.
you're adding it all
Boom,
together. I
boom.
got you. I got you.
5 hours she sat in her car and
Right.
ran radar. Played on her phone.
Mm-hmm. And then 14 hours when she
Couldn't
only
get out
worked
and talk to a
12.
resident and said, how you doing? Helped an old lady cross the street and something. And our new deputy, when are we gonna get to meet him?
I sent a request and asked him if he would be here tonight, and he's not here.
It's ironic, they sit here periodically, quite often, usually this time in the evening,
Exactly.
that they can't meet a meeting. I'm just gonna say.
I'm with you.
Not on meeting night, they can't see.
The sheriff couldn't do enough for us, before the contract was signed. He couldn't do enough. And we haven't seen anything since.
Well, it's been kind of a lack of coverage, but looking at this, I just am questioning why it was 8 hours on a DUI and the number of hours sitting in one place and then the mischarge of hours.
Well, I can see the 7 hours on a DUI. You arrest somebody, you have to impound the car, you gotta go to the police station, you gotta process them. That could be
That's a one
shift.
night. This is over.
Yeah,
3 or
this
4
is days.
All right, but I'm saying that 7
Yeah,
hours.
right.
Could be,
And,
I'm
and,
not giving them the, benefit of the doubt, but I'm just saying that,
and it's 3 sheriffs on the same DUI.
Well, we don't know that necessarily.
Yeah, well, if you look at the case number, Webster, Cummings, and where's the other one?
See,
I believe Carter was on it too.
I think Carter's on it too. Exactly, there's 3 of them on the same DUI,
it's the same case over. I
Yeah.
apologize.
charging 8 hours.
Carter could be on it because he's the supervisor.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they had to pass it by him before it goes anyplace else.
But
And I'm not gonna question the hours. I'd be happy to ask the sheriff to come in and talk about hours and how long it takes to do things. What I look at is that how many hours they're in town, are they meeting their contract as far as their 40 hours a week being in town? At this time, one month they were down at 70 or 60 something, and this month they're back up again. Last bit pay, they were 100 something. So,
But Tom's right. He came in here and he told us we're the customer.
Exactly, we are the customer.
It doesn't feel like it now.
And and where were they last Friday night? When there was garbage all over town and graffiti.
I don't know.
Exactly, or not last Friday, the Friday before. They were in Proctor.
If the new deputy can't make the next meeting, could the sheriff make the next
To the
meeting?
sheriff, yeah. You know,
Or one of his subordinates, you know?
whether it's Carter or whether it's Nathan or whether it's Steve or whether it's Dave Fox.
Right.
I'd just like to see a face.
Okay.
And I wish they could run this report the other way, so I could start with the earliest date. What they've got them in is the last Friday, back to the 9th.
Yep.
While we're on the sheriff, what are they doing, if I, addressing the truck races that are going around Proctor? You sit here and listen to the roar of the engine. Sounds like Watkins Glen. I can tell you where they are just by listening to them. But nobody goes after them. They've been noisy like that for at least a month and a half. Every night, 6 o'clock. There you go.
Mhm.
Is there a motorcycle?
There's a
Motorcycles.
on Park Street that has been called in
Oh.
multiple times, to which there is nothing.
Mhm.
You could just imagine.
Yeah, motorcycles, yeah. And
But that's the last thing we need is to have some real estate broker that the customer buy and they hear this noise and say, I'm out of here. You know? Dramatic, but, yeah.
yeah, I don't know if there's any regulations on the noise from a motorcycle like there are for
This is a truck.
cars, huh?
This is a huge truck, I think, the black one. The white one, somebody took care of.
Oh, you're talking about a pickup truck.
Yeah,
Oh, and I thought you were talking about a big,
I think they were talking about both.
yeah.
Route
So-
3, noontime, must be London. They're going 100 miles an
I
hour.
would guess the regulation would be the speeding. because
Right.
They're in excess of the speed to be doing what it is that they're doing, as well as popping the wheelie on Park Street in front of the school too.
Yeah. And the same thing is happening on Pleasant Street. Pleasant Street is like a raceway now.
Little town is.
Yep.
Because the little cars are going up those little mufflers, they're going all up to Church Street.
Yeah.
And all that going on there.
Setting.
We need John Law over here, you know, like- Well, we'll see if,
Seriously, the ordinance, I have 2 cars that are across the street from me, parked permanently during the day. It's actually down for me, it's a new neighbor. Go down High Street, my house on the right. You go to High Street, you have a big blind spot, you come down, and there's two vehicles parked to the left. And I think they work at the nursery here.
I'm going back a ways and from memory here, but I thought their permit didn't allow any on-street parking during the day. Thought they had to provide off-street parking for,
I thought so too.
yeah.
Their site plan shows the parking that you approved, their planning commission approved,
Off-street parking.
By the daycare?
off-street,
You mean?
yeah.
I think we get to it.
But it's dropping off and picking up, I guess.
We didn't have an issue with that, as long as the cars weren't there all day, you know, mom dropping the kid off first thing in the morning, picking them up, we didn't have an issue with that.
They drop them off. They drop them off at the, over the hump. And they're going 50 miles an hour, so kid's gonna get killed. I'm serious, 50 miles an hour.
All right, we can take a look at their permit and
Yeah,
just maybe give them a courtesy call there, see if they can't take care of it before we have to.
Thought somebody had already talked about that for the planning commission, but maybe not.
I don't remember.
Bob
coming
went
up.
down and talked with him,
Uh,
Bob Coons.
oh, I'm not sure.
Dick Warner was the,
Dick Horner's a chair, yeah. We'll find out.
Yep. Okay, We want to discuss this insurance information that Stan had on the table here regarding Beaver Pond.
Yes.
Yes. So,
Can we, if anybody else has anything before we go into,
do you want to do it in executive session or?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd rather.
Okay, I guess we'll move into
Does anybody else have
Anybody
any?
else have anything?
Before
I do
we,
have one question. When we're looking at the boundary line adjustment, are we anticipating that there will be a fee for the town to move the boundary line? And if there is, I must ask why, when the conversation came up, and I went back and found it in 6 meetings, starting with when the college, before the college took possession, to when the college was going to dispose of the property, that we did not make a boundary line adjustment. That conversation took place at 6 select board meetings, beginning with when Omia was going to be giving the property. I have serious reservations and problems that we were so lax on that, particularly now if there is going to be a cost for us to move that. And what are our other options since we have maintained that property all of these years? Have we spoken with our lawyer about that?
we were hoping to speak with John. He doesn't seem unreasonable, I guess.
we wanted to listen to what he had to offer and then we can make a decision from there.
And why didn't we speak to any other prior when we had this discussion and we were talking about the boundary line adjustment? Just being lax? I mean, there were multiple conversations, even when the College of St. Joe was in the room, and they were very receptive to it. So when you say we're going to speak with John and see what he has to offer, it appears to me that there's going to be some quid pro quo here because he's asking for something and you're going to be offering. So it's nothing for naught.
Well, I'm willing to sit down with him and talk. And he's been, he was scheduled to come tonight, so I think we'll sit down. We really never got that far with the college because they really never got that far.
I think there was conversations with the college
College, a
though,
little.
when they were donated the building.
Yeah.
As far as boundary lines and who got who, and it was more of a gentleman's agreement, okay, we got these spaces, you can have those when you open and when you do this and that. And I think, yeah, it wasn't at a select board meeting, it was at other meetings.
It was at a select board meeting. We had multiple conversations about the boundary line at a select board meeting.
Right, but I'm saying when they had like the agreement, it was when the college just got the property over and we were doing the whole architectural review at the time and going over the building. So I know there was an agreement, not maybe in writing, but they had discussed the whole parking area on both sides. And whether the select board at that time, I don't know, I wasn't on the select board, I don't know what any decisions were made as far as that
And the
piece.
conversation was raised again when the college was disposing of the property as well.
Well,
When the property was being disposed of, the college was at the planning commission, and they were not receptive to anything we had to say. Anything. Yep. They were not receptive at all.
But the conversations prior to that, they were, and as were with them, I mean, we can go back.
Well, I don't think most of these members were on the board then. So, I'm sorry, okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We will try and correct this.
My question is, do we anticipate paying to move the boundary line? That's the question.
I wouldn't be
And will-
surprised if there was a surveying fee.
Surveying is different than paying, and the follow-up question is, will that conversation take place at a public meeting?
I think the discussion might, but whether it,
I think that's more up to Mr. Casella.
we're gonna listen to what he's got to offer, and it has changed a little bit because of the, where the lift is positioned now. That is coming close to the boundary line, and we weren't talking about that situation at the time. So the whole layout of the exterior portion of the building wasn't even talked about at the original time. So that has changed because of that. I think that's got a whole different discussion on it because of the addition for the lift and the stairway. That wasn't under consideration at the time.
And I think other board members were surprised when the lesser amount was turned down by the people. They wanted a higher amount spent. That surprised us. So we didn't really anticipate an addition. But,
And a follow-up about the town manager, am I to understand that the town manager search will only consist of the 5 select board members?
No, I think he mentioned a couple, people from the community as well, search committee. Didn't you earlier? I heard you say
Well, I was thinking
bringing in other people.
kind of, no, having a couple people kind of lay out a little format and then come back to us. But
Right.
I think the responsibility lies with the select board, and not necessarily, we'll listen to any comments that people want to make, but the final decision is with the board. We have the responsibility to hire the person that we feel is qualified and what have you, so.
So I would just like to add a couple of things. I think that historically in town, when the school has hired principals, we have invited members of the community as well as others to sit on the hiring committees, as with the superintendent. And the town manager does not just deal with the 5 of you. It encompasses a great deal and must have relationships with all members of the community. And I think it's, I guess, rather narrow not to at least consider or be inclusive of other avenues and individuals within the community. And it's disappointing to hear that because as I said, we have done that in the town with the principal, and I'm sure as we have a final search for the superintendent, there will be a community member at least from each of the 3 communities, and that certainly has been the past practice in hiring of principals within the community.
Well, we haven't started it yet, and
still early, yeah.
yes, it's early. We haven't defined anything, and so maybe it will change. But at the moment, we're laying out qualifications and looking at possible qualifications, and we've got some material, and I still want to talk with the people at the league for some information. Yes, Dan?
I would strongly suggest that, agreeing with Lisa, that you would put at least 2 people on that committee. I really believe that the taxpayers should have as much of a say or input in the selection of the future town manager, for what that's worth.
Thank you. No, we've got a lot to consider yet, and we haven't gone down the road yet, so let's, maybe things will change. I don't know. We haven't talked about it, so, this.
One last question for me. What's the target date for finishing this search?
But-
What's your target date for getting hiring someone?
Stan is going to be leaving in the end of June.
What's your goal? To fill it by June?
We would like to have somebody on board roughly
Ahead of
30
time.
days
Yeah.
before
So
Stan
that he
leaves.
can work with
Stan
Stan
for,
before he leaves.
So we're looking at May sometime, in May.
Here's that goal.
And we really haven't hashed this out. I mean, we've
No.
gotten pieces of material,
We're on
we've
step
talked
2.
about it, it was brought up at a committee, at a meeting a while back about having people from the town on the committee, and to be honest, from my viewpoint, I don't feel like we've even discussed the format
No.
and what
No,
we're doing
Yeah,
yet.
that's very preliminary.
So
yeah.
it's, we
We've
haven't
gotta start-
decided that it's just
Yeah, we haven't
us picking
started
somebody.
anything yet, so we'll go,
But we have to, because time.
yeah,
passes
we've got to get onto the road because we've got budgets to work on too, so it'll be something that we'll be starting shortly. So,
Anything else?
no. I guess we have a motion to go into executive session to discuss information that might affect the town financially and on these insurance claims.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.